Hey, so I finally got my balcony redone, which is nice. They were working on it for maybe like 3 or 4 weeks, which was pretty annoying and frustrating. But now I got the outside space back and I'm able to do a little bit of yoga out here because it's just a little bit more open than doing it in my room, which is nice. I still have some stuff to set up out here, but in the meantime, we still got room for a yoga mat, and I'm gonna do a little bit of recording. Yeah, because it's easier. A lot of times, I've been doing yoga outside, like in the golf course area, but sometimes it's kind of difficult to record or to hear. Well, it's actually not as bad, but I don't have like all my equipment. I'm not really gonna bring my strap, all my stuff. Well, sometimes. Okay, so I want to do this peacock pose, which is one of my favorites, and I kind of forgot about it. So I always have issues with like my right shoulder area. I feel like let's look at it because this is always the area that I have issues with, this right shoulder, and I do kind of need to understand more about it. I think it's slightly from I have like slight scoliosis. I think not everyone's spine has a certain curve to it, but some people's are curved a little bit more, and then some people have like very severe scoliosis. I obviously don't have it to that extent to where it makes me super uncomfortable, but if I don't maybe take care of it on pretty much a daily or at least definitely a few times a week basis, then it'll start to act up again. Or I feel it sometimes, like if I'm drinking too much or if I'm like in uncomfortable shoes or things like that. So I try to watch that a little bit, but obviously it's hard to. Life just happens. But what helps me a lot with that like right shoulder area is this pose. So it is called peacock pose. Let me maybe go a little bit down because it's on the table, so I don't want too much stuff in the background. But so one thing that you can kind of start it out is you cradle your leg like a baby. When I used to teach kids yoga, I used to do this with the kids sometimes, and they used to get a kick out of it. Or like putting your foot to your ear, like it's a phone, and kind of answering the phone. That was always funny. So cradle it, and like get your upper body, your hip area. You don't even need to cradle it just from side to side. You can cradle it around in a circle, and then you slowly, well, you can first bring it up to yours. So the kids are really flexible too. So this is definitely a more advanced pose. You can bring it to your ear like you're talking on the phone. Okay, but then you start to get it over around your shoulder. And then there's so many freaking poses in yoga, it's kind of insane because this can lead you into another pose, which was one of my favorites. It's an angle pose, but we're gonna go into peacock. So in peacock, or it's called compass pose as well, you put your hand here and then grab your the outer edge of your right foot with your left hand, and then you're gonna keep pressing up, and then you're slightly twisting. So keep pressing, and then feel really your right shoulder begin to decompress. And then abs, your core is always strong. And then continue to breathe. Sometimes when people reach the peak of the pose, they just kind of let it go. Like breathe in the pose, enjoy it, stay in there, and continue to meditate just for a few breaths. Feel it. Don't just kind of hit the pose and then leave. Feel all of your muscles working. Continue to engage your core. And even lengthen your breath, a nice long breath. And then you can begin to slowly release. Another fun one. We'll do this quick because I don't want to go over at least 10 minutes, but sometimes I just end up talking and I don't even know what happens, and then all of a sudden it's like 20 minutes. But another one for that area, I'm gonna hook it around. So there's kind of let's see, well, there is another pose where you're kind of binding, but I'm doing it in the opposite way. So this is kind of, if you think of a birds of paradise, but you're just on your, you're just sitting down. I have a strap in because you can definitely use a strap for this. Right now my body is fairly warmed up because I was doing a little bit earlier and I was kind of stretching my legs out with a strap, so I'm not really going to use it, but always know that a strap will help get you there. I'm not going to show the whole, I guess, like modification that you can do with a strap, but you can probably look it up, or just know you can do it also kind of intuitively. As long as you're not hurting yourself, you're following your body, continuing to breathe, and just focusing. So this one is also a fun one. You're more doing a bind, so I'll show it from this way so you can kind of see the bind. You put it over your shoulder and then you wrap around. So you're grabbing that bind and then just lift your leg up. So see that bind that you have, and then lift. Woo! And that, like, it is amazing for your shoulder area, I swear. Nice. And then for that one, to decompress, you can do rabbit pose. You can just curl your body, even the crisscross, and then curving your body. To kind of begin to find balance and continue to breathe, and happy healing.